Dumping. Definitely a gross necessity, but a necessity nonetheless. When you decide that you need to buy a new sewer hose or purchase your first sewer hose, the first decision to make is how long do you need the new sewer hose? 10 foot, 20 foot, 25 feet. Once you've made that choice of how long the sewer hose needs to be, you can then decide on how thick you want the sewer hose to be. Now, when I say thick, I'm not talking about the diameter of the hose. I'm speaking to the thickness of the vinyl that actually makes the hose. The thinner the vinyl, the more likely it is to leak. The thicker the vinyl, the more likely it is that your wife will dump the trailer for you. Now, vinyl is measured in mils. The smaller the number, in this case 12 mil, the thinner the hose. The higher the number, in this case 25 mils, the thicker the hose. And they range the gamut all in between. You really need to decide, one, how much you'd like to spend on a hose, and two, get the nicest hose that you can buy because it's just less gross. Now we're going to speak to some dumping accessories briefly. The main necessity that everybody is going to need is that elbow. If you plan on staying in or dumping at a campground, that's something that you have to have. Most campgrounds require some type of airtight seal, or as airtight as you can get, into their dump station. That's what that's for. These kits, a lot of them come with that. If you're buying just a single hose, you're going to need to get this because these single hoses don't come with either ends. That being said, this bayonet adapter is what would go into this hose and connect to your trailer. So remember, if you're buying one of these hoses that don't show that it comes with all of the connectors, you will need to get a connector to hook the hose to the trailer and a connector to hook the hose to the ground. Now, when it comes to other connectors, this hose connector here allows you to connect, say, a 10-foot hose to a 20-foot hose, or two 10s, or whatever your imagination desires. And then the last little bit are these clear elbows. Now, the idea of being able to see your dump station in action might be a little gross, but it's kind of important. It's nice to see what kind of water is coming out of your dump station. Do you need to flush it more? Probably you do. Generally, you're going to want to keep your RV flushed until that runs clear. Now, how do you flush it? This little elbow comes with two things, the clear elbow and a flush. This allows you to hook a hose to run water back up into your tank to assist you in flushing some of that extra out. If you don't have one of these and you don't already have an onboard flushing station, you can get the old-fashioned wand. Now this wand goes directly in the toilet and allows you to spray the sides of those walls to help get all that toilet paper and maybe the built-up solids out of the trailer.